Hello and welcome to another video. In this one, I'm going to be showing off my anime collection, including movies, series, Blu-rays, DVDs, and my figures that I've been picking up a lot of recently, just to kind of give a comprehensive look at all the anime-related stuff in my collection. So let's get ready, let's jump in. So I actually recently just separated all of my anime from the rest of my movies and TV shows. I had kept all of my TV shows on one specific shelf, on the rest of the shelf that you see behind me there, and that one got full. So I pulled all my anime TV shows, anime movies, and put them on this shelf here that I'd previously displayed all my stuff on. I kept one of these in case I'd ever want to use it in the future, and that time has come. So along the top here, I just have a number of the empty boxes from my figures. I like displaying these as well. They got some cool artwork and poses and stuff on them. So kicking things off movie-wise, this is alphabetical, all the Blu-rays and DVDs integrated. So kicking things off, we have this steelbook of the Blu-ray for A Silent Voice. This is one that I just picked up in the past week or so. I had been wanting to see this movie for a while. Never really checked it out, and then the steelbook went on sale on Amazon for like $15. So I went ahead and grabbed it, watched the movie the other day, and loved it. It's a very powerful, very, very well done movie about like bullying, life, relationships, all that kind of stuff. It's a very good kind of slice of life anime. So I really, really recommend that one. Then we have, actually still have the price on this one. Ancient Magus Bride. This is probably one of my favorite first seasons of a TV show. It's like it's got romance in there, but it's fantasy. It's got kind of like some Harry Potter vibes and Lord of the Rings vibes as far as like the world building and the depth of the world and the magic system that it has. But it also tells this really cool, interesting, dramatic story with a little bit of romance in there as well. I love the first season of this one. I really enjoy season 2. I haven't finished it yet. I took a break from it because it was moving a little bit too slow for me, and there was other stuff I wanted to watch. So I am on hold with that one right now, but I do need to go finish it. I think I got maybe 2/3 of the way through season 2, so I do need to finish that one up, but love the first season for that one. Then we have the first season for Attack on Titan, arguably one of my favorite shows of all time. This is a just fantastic series through and through. So I have the first season on Blu-ray there with slipcover, and then I also have season 2 with slipcover. Most of these I either got secondhand or waited for them to go on sale on Amazon. And then season 3, the only one I don't have with a slipcover on it. This is probably my least favorite artwork of all of them, but it's just because they just like threw a ton of characters on there, but it's still a really nice one. And then we have the final season part 1. I love the artwork on that one. And then the final season part 2. And then I just need to wait for probably sometime this year or next year, we'll get the final season, the final chapters 1 and 2. So excited for those to come out and complete the Attack on Titan collection. Next, we have Avatar: The Last Airbender. It's controversial, I know, for people to say that this is an anime series, but it at least has the animation style of an anime. So I keep this and Korra in my collection. So this is the Blu-ray set. I absolutely love that series. I did enjoy enough the new live action adaptation that we've gotten for it, but nothing can touch the awesomeness that is Avatar: The Last Airbender animated series. Next, we have the complete series for Dororo. This is one that is probably one of my favorite anime series. It's got a fantastic story about this young man who, when he was born, his father was trying to just expand his territory. He was a lord for the region and basically makes a deal with a bunch of demons to give his firstborn son in order for him to gain power over the area. And so when the time comes for his son to be born, the demons come for him and the father sacrifices him essentially. But he is saved by one of the maids or something like that for their building. And so he is raised by this man who builds prosthetics, and the guy is a very deformed body, but this guy that builds prosthetics creates these body parts for him so he can still operate and live. And then as he grows up, he realizes as he kills these demons, he gains parts of his body back. So it's a very powerful story about the, family, the difficulty that comes with something like the sacrifices that a father's willing to make of giving up his child, but at the same time kind of gaining your humanity and your soul back through these difficult circumstances of fighting all these demons. So very good, very, very one of my favorite series probably. One of my more recent additions to the collection, we have Dr. Stone. This is season 1, part 1, and then season 1, part 2. I got these for a pretty good deal on Mercari a while back. I absolutely love this series. I just finished catching up on it in the past couple of months, and I'm really looking forward to the final season that's going to be starting in the next year or two, I think. I know it's at least in active development. So another really, really fun series. It's kind of like this fun post-apocalypse where the whole world just is basically frozen in time. Well, not frozen in time, people are frozen, and then they eventually start breaking out of it, and 3,000 years have passed and they have to essentially rebuild society. So there's a lot of really cool elements with the science of everything, as well as the concept of rebuilding a society and the ways to and not do that. So really cool, really interesting, and fun all along the way. Next, I have a lot of Dragon Ball for you. Let's just go through these one by one here. This is the first season of the original series on DVD. And then we have season 2 on DVD. Here we go. I'm just going to grab all these here. Season 3 on DVD. Season 4 on DVD. And season 5. They don't have this series on Blu-ray, so I just went ahead and got the DVD collection. They did come for a pretty good price. I think I got them on eBay for like $30. This was my first time watching the show. As I bought it, I was watching through it, and I really, really enjoy it. It's probably one of my favorite shows that I've gone and checked out. I don't usually go and check out huge, massive, hundreds of episode series, but I did for this one, and I've been thoroughly enjoying it. And then continuing with the DVDs for this, we have Dragon Ball Z Kai. I decided to go the Z Kai route for watching through the series, so that's season 1. And then we have season 2, season 3, season 4, all those on DVD. The Dragon Ball Z is probably my favorite of the 3 between Dragon Ball Z, Z Kai, Z Kai / and then Super. I do really enjoy Super, but Z Kai was my favorite. I absolutely love the story throughout that one. And then we have the final chapters part 1, the final chapters part 2, and the final chapters part 3. I've done multiple videos on Dragon Ball on my channel, so if you want to check those out, I did reviews when I finished the original series and when I finished Z Kai as well, and I'll probably do something when I finish Super just to keep with that. And then continuing on, I got a really good deal on Dragon Ball Super actually on Blu-ray when I was on Mercari once. So we have part 1, part 2. I really like the consistency between all the artwork on these. Part 3, part 4, which I think is about where I'm up to. Yeah, because this is episodes 40 to 52. I'm on episode 47, I think, of this series so far. Part 5, part 6, part 7, part 8, part 9, and then down here, didn't fit all of them on the shelf, part 10. So like I said, I'm thoroughly enjoying going through this series for the first time. It's been a ton of fun, and I've really enjoyed getting to know all the characters, the amazing stories that they've told. Akira Toriyama did a fantastic job just building this amazing world filled with amazing characters that I've thoroughly enjoyed exploring for the first time. So, and like I said, I love the consistency between all of these so far. I hope that when they do continue Dragon Ball Super, the series, that they'll maintain that consistency between all these, so I can keep doing that for my collection. Next, we have another one of my favorite anime series of all time, and many people's favorites, Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood. So this is the complete series part 1, and then we have the complete series part 2. This was recommended to me a number of times by a couple of friends of mine, and I absolutely loved it. I really liked it at the beginning, and then just as I continue going through it, loved it more and more. It tells an amazing story of, the namesake brotherhood, just what it means to be a brother, being a hero, all that kind of stuff. So I thoroughly enjoyed that one. I would love to go revisit it sometime, so that's why I added it to my collection. Next, we have another movie, first movie in a while. We have Ghost in the Shell on 4K. This is a really, really fantastic movie. There's not much I can say about this that hasn't already been said. It's a very cool world of cyberpunk, as well as this whole thing to do with like AI replicant type stuff with like Blade Runner. So Amazing movie if you have not seen that one already. Continuing down the movie trend, the beginning of my Ghibli stuff, we have Kiki's Delivery Service. This is probably one of my favorites of the Studio Ghibli stuff. And then we have The Legend of Korra on Blu-ray. Not quite to the highs of Avatar: The Last Airbender, but still a really good series. I think the best thing that series does is some of the differentiators with Korra versus Aang, and then they have some of the best villains, I think, too. She's in a fantastic rogues gallery throughout the series. And then moving on, we have what has been another recent favorite of mine of checking out for the first time, My Hero Academia. So this is season 1 and season 2. So it's a 2-season pack for season 1 and season 2. I got these at my favorite used store last month, and I'm definitely planning on continuing this, but so far, this is what we got. So then we have seasons 3 and 4. So here's the season 3, and then season 4 on Blu-ray. I just finished watching season 3 last night on my lunch break at work, actually. Or season 4. And then I also have picked up some of the movies as well. Actually, all the movies so far. So this one's cool. It's another steelbook. So this is the My Hero Academia 2 Heroes and Heroes Rising combo. So this has both of the movies in there. I thought it was pretty cool. They put each artwork poster on a different side of the steelbook, and then you got 2 discs in there, one for each one. So that one's pretty cool. It's a very unique steelbook and having 2 different movies in it like that. And then I just got the regular standard Blu-ray for My Hero Academia World Heroes Mission. I've not watched this one yet, and I've not watched Heroes Rising yet. I've watched 2 Heroes because I'm going through these chronologically. So I believe Heroes Rising and World Heroes Mission take place after season 5, I think. So I'm a little ways off from watching them, but really looking forward to it. So I've been absolutely loving that series. I'm a big superhero guy, so I really like the fact that this is like an anime superhero show, and it does a lot of unique stuff that you don't get to see in regular superhero shows. Going back to some Ghibli stuff, we're going to stay here for a little while. We have My Neighbor Totoro on Blu-ray. This is an absolutely beautiful, charming little adventure kids movie. There's not much to the story and all, but what story is there is pretty powerful. It tells a lot about childhood, growing up a little bit, parenthood, a lot of really cool stuff there. Similar, we have Ponyo here, kind of the Studio Ghibli Miyazaki take on The Little Mermaid. So that's a pretty cool, another really fun one. I love all the aquatic stuff in that one. Then we have Princess Mononoke. This is widely regarded as one of Miyazaki's best. I've seen this one twice now, and while I like it quite a bit, I'm not with the group that thinks it's, one of the best anime movies ever made. I really enjoy it, but it always seems to lose me in like the last third. Not like I fall off and dislike it. I just can't stick with it quite as much at that point. And then another one of my favorite series we have is Psycho Pass. This one, another kind of cyberpunk type thing like Ghost in the Shell. This is a really, really, really cool one of a futuristic society where basically you follow this group of police officers and they have these guns on them that basically read a person's psychological state to decide how to proceed through the judicial system, whether it's someone that needs an arrest or someone that just needs to be taken out on the spot. And so it does a quick analysis based on their psychological state, and there's a lot of really cool stuff there with that one. Next, going back to some DVDs, this is the original Rurouni Kenshin series. I love Rurouni Kenshin. Let's see if I can get these open here. So this includes season 1, which is really good. A lot of really great stories and arcs here. Season 2, amazing. One of my best favorite seasons of any TV show. And then we have season 3 as well. So this is another really cool set. I got this one for a good price on eBay once, and really, really enjoy having that in the collection. I absolutely love Rurouni Kenshin. I've talked about it multiple times on this channel. I have all the anime series. I have the movies, the live action movies. I haven't checked out any of the OVA stuff, but I've heard that's pretty good too. Next, we have The 7 Deadly Sins. So this is season 1, part 1 and season 1, part 2. This is the only bit of Seven Deadly Sins that we have on Blu-ray. Because this is a Netflix original series, they just put out season 1, which is okay with me. Season 1's my favorite of the show. I like season 2. Season 3 was okay, and then it just falls off after that for me. So I just wanted to at least have something for this series in my collection, and I'm glad I can at least get season 1, my favorite of the show. Another Ghibli one, probably one of my favorites, we have Spirited Away on Blu-ray. I love that one. I've been long overdue for a rewatch on that one. And then we have Spy Family. This is season 1, part 1 on Blu-ray. And season 1, part 2. There's a movie that's out right now, and season 2 is finished. So once those work their way through theaters and exclusivity and all that kind of stuff, I'm really looking forward to continuing to add that to my collection. I love Spy Family. Next, another fantastic sci-fi series. This is Steins Gate. I've only seen season 1. This is the complete series. There's really not anything beyond it. Anything beyond it takes place in another dimension, alternate version of reality kind of thing. This is one of the best executions of time travel I've ever seen, period. In any movie, any show, any format. Absolutely incredible. I love the way time travel is done in this one. Next, we have the complete first season of Sword Art Online on DVD. This was a holy grail for me of one that I wanted to get because I absolutely love this first season of this show. It's a really cool case, actually. Each kind of page has a different disc on it, so I thought that was pretty cool as well. This is one of my favorite things to have in the collection, so I absolutely love this. Another one of my absolute favorites, probably one of my favorite shows of all time, we have Vinland Saga season 1. This first season is absolutely insane. It's incredible, amazing story, amazing characters, and these characters just get even more interesting and powerful through the storytelling of season 2. I can't wait for season 2 to hit Blu-ray. I definitely want to give this one another rewatch because it's one of my absolute favorites. And then lastly, for the movies and series, we have another Miyazaki one, In the Wind Rises. I really like this one as well. It's something different for Miyazaki. It's not one of my favorites of his. I don't think it's the most rewatchable as some of his other stuff, but I still really enjoy it. Next, continuing on to the figures, for sake of time, I'm just going to leave them on the shelf and show them off to you here. First, we have Yor from Spy Family in her assassin outfit. Then we have her in her casual regular outfit. Lloyd up there in his regular outfit. And then Lloyd dressed in his Twilight suit there. And then I have Anya as well behind that. Spider-Man poster there is another head of hers making a different face. Then we have one of my favorite characters from Dragon Ball Z in Trunks. So this is Trunks in his regular form, and then one of my favorite moments from Dragon Ball Z in his Super Saiyan form. I absolutely love that figure of his Super Saiyan form. Probably one of my favorites in the figure collection here. Then we have Midoriya and Lemillion. I love Lemillion, probably one of my favorite characters in My Hero Academia. And then I really like Deku as well. That's a really, really cool pose. I like the way his character is evolving and changing and his costume and stuff over time. And then Lemillion's just an awesome, remarkable guy. So I had to add a figure for him to the collection as well. Then moving down to the next shelf, we have Shishio and Rurouni Kenshin. And again, I absolutely love Rurouni Kenshin stuff. It took me a few tries to get that Shishio figure there, but I finally have it in my collection. And then that complimentary Rurouni Kenshin one as well. Shishio, I think, is the only villain of an anime character that I have in my collection so far. Then we have Aang, this really cool figure. My brother got this for me a number of years ago actually, for a birthday present. I absolutely love it. It's really cool, showing the wind power there. And then we have Kirito from Sword Art Online. I do want to get Asuna as well to put in there with him. So for now, he's by himself, but planning on adding Asuna as well. And then down on the bottom, we have Meliodas from Seven Deadly Sins. I would like to get Ban and Escanor at some point as well for down here. Those are like my favorite characters from the series. And then for now, just some spare boxes. Those are all the empty ones from the rest of the figures there. So really, really cool to have this size of a figure collection so far. I've been picking up a lot of these lately. I've tried to slow down a little bit over this past month, but really excited to have this much of a figure collection as well as all of these Blu-rays and DVDs over here. I absolutely have really enjoyed getting into anime over the past several years, and building up a collection of some of my favorites has been one of my favorites as well.